Hi, Miss Babylon, and happy ThursD.I.Y. On this lovely Thursday, we are going to be making striped friendship bracelets together. And to do that, what you need is scissors, you need embroidery floss, and you also need either a clipboard or a binder clip. Now, if you got a craft kit from the library, your kit should include a binder clip and 4 different colors of thread. And those colors include yellow, blue, white or off-white, and black or dark gray. All right, so the first thing we need to do is measure out each of our flosses. And each one has to be the length of our arm. So what I do is I usually open up the floss like this, and then I put it around my wrist. And what it does is it just makes it easier for me to measure. You can see it kind of just bops on my wrist, and it gets a little less tangled. So I'm going to measure out an arm's length, and then I'm going to cut it. Now, once I have all of them measured out, okay, so now what I did was I measured out and cut my yellow, white, blue, and black cord, or floss. And then what I do is I fold it in half, so I get this nice little loop at the top, and then I knot that loop. So I'm starting out my bracelet off with this pretty little loop on top, and then I either stick it under my binder clip. If I want to put it under the binder clip, what I do is open it up, and you can attach the binder clip to a piece of wood, to a piece of cardboard. It's just to keep the bracelet stable, so as you pull on it, so you can see I'm pulling and nothing's happening. Or you could put it right under a clipboard. So the first thing I do is I sort my colors. So I'm going to start with my black threads. Okay. So I'm going to do black first. Then I'm going to do my yellow. Okay. So now I sorted my yellow too. So we have 2 black, 2 yellow. I'm going to sort my blue away from the white. All right, and now I have them all spread out, right? So the whole premise of this bracelet is to take string from this side all the way to the right side, so left to right. And to do that, we start by taking one piece of the floss. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm taking the furthest piece on the left, and I'm going to wrap it around each string in order. So I hold the string by putting my right hand underneath, grabbing it, and making a thumbs up. Then I take the string that I want to loop around, I loop it around my thumb, and then pull it underneath the piece of string that I'm holding and around. And then I just push it up. So I'm going to do that again. Loop it around your thumb, pull it through, and then bring it up. Then we're going to do it on the next one. And I take that black thread, and I'm going to wrap it around this yellow. So I wrap it around, pull it under the yellow, and shimmy it all the way up to the knot. One more time. And we do 2 knots on each color string. And then we push it away. And now we're on to the next yellow piece. So I'm going to take the black, wrap it around my thumb, and around and over my yellow, pull it up. Do it again. Okay, and we move the yellow to the side. Then we're going to take our next color, which is blue. Okay. I'm going to hold it, my thumb up, wrap it around, pull it through. Once again, wrap it around my thumb, pull it under and through, and shimmy it up. Then we do our next piece of blue. Take the black, round and up, around, through, and up. Then we get our next piece, which is the white. And we're going to hold our white, wrap it around, through, shimmy it up, around, through, and shimmy it up. And then we do it on our last piece of white. Okay, so now you could see that the black thread traveled across each different color piece of string and it separated them a bit. So now we're going to take our next piece, which is the other black thread that is on the left-hand side, and we're going to do the same thing where we go over each individual piece of thread with 2 knots each. So now I'm going to hold it, wrap it around, and up. Wrap it around, through, and up. Discard to the side, and then take your next color. Okay. Wrap it around, through, up, round, through, and up. We're going to do the same thing now for our blue. And the colors will shift, so you'll always be doing knots with different colors. And that makes it fun because it breaks it up. You're not just using the same color the whole time. Okay. I'm going to do around, through, and up. Okay, to my next piece of blue. Oops. And up, around, through, and up. Okay. Now we move on to our white string. And you have to just make sure that you're still doing them in order. Okay. Wrapping my black around. Pulling it through and up onto that colored string. Then we do our last little piece of white. And now we have that first piece of black that we did. We're actually going to wrap this around that as well. So around, through, and up, around, through, and up. So now you have both pieces of black thread that have gone across every single piece of floss, and you can see that it's separating the colors of the floss, keeping them in order, and you're getting a bit of a striped pattern. So now we're going to move on to our yellow. Oops. They do get a little tangled. It gets easier as you get toward the bottom, but you do need to have enough thread so that you can make a longer bracelet. So I hold my second piece, and with the first piece that's on the left-hand side, I'm going to do the same thing again. And really, it's just each piece of thread is traveling across from left to right by doing 2 knots on each individual piece of floss. Okay. There we go for our blue. Now we have our second piece of blue. And then I'm just wrapping it around. Then we're going to do our next piece, which is white. Just 2 on each of them. And you do want your knots to be relatively tight because you want it to be up at the very top, and you want it to be the same throughout so that you get that beautiful striped pattern. If you're a little too loose, you're not going to have your knots line up as well. Okay. And now the yellow is going to come on those 2 original pieces of black that we used. And on that last one that we just did to finish it off. Okay. And now you can see that there's a stripe that's starting to form. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing again. From the left-hand side, we're going to take our yellow and we're going to wrap it around each color. Okay. So we start with our blue, and we do 1, wrap it around, 2. And you can see now the next string after I do this line is going to be the blue string. So you can see that they're slowly shifting around and over. Okay. So now we're going to do the next piece of blue. 1 knot, 2 knot, and you do get faster at it as you go. It takes a little time, but you'll get there. Okay, so that's our first piece of white. Then we're going to shift over. Oops, these guys are getting a little stuck at the bottom. It's okay. Okay. So now the yellow is going to go around that last piece of white. 1 knot, 2 knot. Then it's going to go over the next piece, which is the black strand. So 1 knot, 2 knot. And we have our next piece of black. 1 knot, 2 knot, and then our last piece of yellow, 1 knot, 2 knot. All right, and now you can see we had a stripe form against the black. Okay, so you're going to continue to do that with each color, just taking it from left to right, and you're going to wrap 2 knots around each piece of thread. And when you're done, you'll end up with a striped pattern that looks like this. Okay? And you just continue down for as long as you want it. And then when we're done, what we do is we put a knot at the very bottom, and then to tie it around our wrist, we separate our colors and we thread half of the string through that top loop. Now this isn't a full bracelet. I'm just showing you on this for this class's purpose. You would want it to be as long as your wrist before you did this. So we're pulling everything through those loops. I'm having some technical difficulties. It's okay, so we're going to just try that again. Okay, we have our loop. We have half of our strings. And once again, I'm just going to push them through all 3. There we go. All right, so now you could see, here's my top loop. Half the strings are here, half of them are here. And then what I just do is do a simple knot. Okay. And there we have it. Okay, it's knotted. And now I'm going to actually do one more. And then you can cut your excess string off. And then when the bracelet is all done and the wish you made on it came true, or the friendship promise you made came true, it should fall off. Well, that's the myth. And here you have it. We actually made a friendship ring, which I think is pretty kind of cool. Pretty cool, right? And now if you're looking for other bracelets, you can look at our curbside services, and you can request bracelet books and craft books through our curbside services, and you can find that at www.wbpl.us. It was a pleasure crafting with you, and have a good one. I look forward to next time.